Hey folks, it's the Car Chick, and welcome to the 2016 Charlotte International Auto Show. Now, the Charlotte show is not as big and fancy as Los Angeles or Detroit, but we do get all of the standard makes and models that the average person can actually afford to buy. So from the swanky to the practical to the downright funky, I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly of the 2016 show, including my pick of the show and the infamous WTF award. So come on, let's take a look at what we've got. Last year, for the 2016 model year, we saw a complete overhaul of the automotive industry. We had nearly 50 new or redesigned makes and models. This year, we don't have quite as many dramatic changes, but there are a few notable new entries into the market. The first one we're going to check out is the Genesis brand. They have split off from Hyundai, much in the way that Lexus split off from Toyota back in the late 80s. So let's go check out what Hyundai is bringing us in its luxury segment. Hyundai has taken and spun off the Genesis as a completely separate luxury brand. They only have two sedans right now. The G80 is the old Hyundai Genesis sedan that we have loved for years, and the G90 is what they used to call the Equus. Now they're going to have another smaller G70 sedan that will compete with the BMW 3 Series, and they're also planning two crossover SUVs and a sporty coupe that will replace the Hyundai Genesis coupe that was discontinued last year. This is definitely going to be a brand to watch. Many of the new 2017 models are in the luxury arena, including the highly anticipated and very drool-worthy Acura NSX, which starts at a mere $158,000. We also have the uber luxurious, if somewhat surprising, Bentley Bentayga. Yes, Bentley has finally made an SUV. And while it is incredibly beautiful, the only thing more shocking than the name is its $250,000 price tag. Sure, it has all the safety and luxury features that we're getting accustomed to, but you can get all those same safety features standard in a Toyota Corolla. But hey, if you're looking for uber luxury, you can't go wrong with Bentley. Now, if a six-figure price tag is not really in your budget, don't worry. There are plenty of normally priced makes and models, and we're going to go check out the new Chrysler Pacifica minivan, which has replaced the Town & Country. Let's go check it out. You may remember the old Chrysler Pacifica, which was an SUV, but now they've taken that brand and put it on their new minivan that replaces the Town & Country. It's built on a lighter yet stronger body frame, and it has a lot more luxurious features like the dual screen rear DVD system and a built-in vacuum cleaner that'll better compete with Honda's top-level Odyssey minivan. It even has a both perpendicular and parallel parking automated feature if you don't want to bother to park your own car. Now, next year, we're looking forward to seeing a hybrid version of this, which will represent the first hybrid minivan in the market. And it'll go up to 30 miles on a pure electric charge before it runs out of electricity and switches over to the hybrid powertrain. Really looking forward to seeing the first hybrid minivan. One of the most exciting new vehicles for 2017 is the new Honda Ridgeline. It makes a reappearance after a 2-year absence, and they've completely redesigned it. It's actually a pickup truck now instead of that thing that kind of looked like a Chevy Avalanche. but it actually has more in common with its cousin, the Honda Pilot, than with other pickup trucks in its segment. It's built on the same platform, and so you get a more car-like, manageable ride, but you do sacrifice some of the ground clearance and the suspension travel. You also don't have the same towing capacity. So if you're looking for a heavy-duty work truck or an off-road toy, this is not the one to look at. But if you need a really great daily driver that you can also take to Home Depot on the weekends, this is the truck to have. And even though it only comes in a crew cab short bed configuration, the bed is longer than both the Chevy Colorado and the Toyota Tacoma. So you're still going to be able to pick up what you need at Home Depot or at the garden store. You can never go wrong with a Honda, and I'm really glad they finally brought us a real pickup truck. One of the coolest things about the new Honda Ridgeline is that it is a party on four wheels. They've actually got little exciters inside the panels here in the back that act as speakers, so the whole truck is actually your stereo speakers. And underneath the bed here, come check out this deep well. This is a great smuggling compartment, but what you really do is you just fill the whole thing with ice, put all of your beer in here, and it serves as its own cooler. And then when you're done, it's got a little drain plug. You just drain the water out, and you're good to go. Party on four wheels. Yeah. Back in the 60s, Fiat was known for its iconic, if totally unreliable, sports cars. And now, the Fiat 124 Spyder has made a return to the U.S. after an absence of more than 20 years. Now, the good news is the underpinnings of the Spyder come from the Mazda Miata. But of course, in traditional Chrysler fashion, they've replaced the reliable Mazda engine with the Chrysler engine that can be found in the Jeep Renegade and the Fiat 500X. But you do get a little more trunk space in the Spyder than the Miata. And while the Miata is a sportier and more fun to drive, the Fiat Spyder definitely is more luxurious and more refined and reminiscent of the classic Italian sports cars. This one would be fun to take out on the road. Younger car buyers or just folks who are looking to get a little more cargo space without sacrificing their gas mileage will be excited to see a new range of hot hatchbacks, including the new 2017 Chevy Cruze. Now, it has the same basic features as the Cruze sedan that we've had for a while, but they finally brought a hatchback version to compete with the Ford Focus hatchback. The emphasis with the Cruze is on technology. It's got all the latest and greatest safety features, including blind spot monitoring, forward collision, lane departure, all of those electronic babysitters, and of course, your smartphone integration with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Now, you're also going to get a 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspot so that our younger folks can make sure they are always connected to the internet. But parents, don't worry. This thing has a great babysitter called Teen Driver Mode. So what you can do is you can set a lot of different features, including maximum speed, whether or not any of the safety features have been engaged, and then you can go in and it will give you an in-car report that is basically spied on your teenager while they have been driving, so you will know if they've been speeding, if they have been engaging the radio, if they have engaged any of the safety features because they weren't paying attention to their driving. It's not just good for parents, but also a lot of business owners that want to have a company car but don't necessarily trust their employees and would just like to have that oversight. It's a pretty interesting watchdog feature, and it's unique to the industry. Another exciting hatchback for this year is the Honda Civic hatchback. When Honda redesigned the Civic last year, they finally nailed it with the styling and the technology, and the hot hatchback is even better. They even give it to you with the option of a proper transmission with 3 pedals. But the one thing they managed to screw up, there is no longer a parking brake. There's this stupid electric push button. How the heck am I supposed to rotate this car without an actual handbrake? Come on, Honda. You nail it with a beautiful car, but then you take away one of the most important performance characteristics, the handbrake. You're killing me, Honda. Otherwise, this is the best hatchback on the market, hands down. Another great economical choice is the Toyota Corolla. Now they're going to have an IM hatchback version, but they didn't bring one of those to the auto show. What they did bring is the special 50th anniversary version. Can you believe it? The Toyota Corolla is 50 years old. Very few cars have made it to 50 years, including the Mustang and the Corvette, but the Corolla is the best-selling car of all time. They have sold over 43 million of these things. And you know why? Because they are solid, they're reliable, and they're a great value for the money. They're only going to make 8,000 of these 50th anniversary editions, but it comes in this beautiful black cherry pearl, and the interior has some great styling with the matching black cherry stitching, 50th anniversary badging, and the Corolla, it's starting at $18,000. It's a great value for the money. You can never, ever go wrong with a Corolla. Another exciting trend for 2017 is the number of hybrid, pure electric, and electric hybrid plug-in models that are making their debuts across a lot of the different manufacturers. Really, this is going to be something to watch over the next 5 to 10 years as we try to get away from the old petrol engines. This is the new 2017 Chevy Bolt. Bolt with a B, not to be confused with their other car, which is the Volt with a V, you know, just to confuse the blonde. But the great thing about this little car is it has the longest range of any pure electric car on the market. It'll go a full 238 miles before it runs out of electricity. Now, if you live in Texas, that's probably not going to do you a bit of good. But this car is really designed for your urban markets like California, New York, and Washington, D.C. Now, it may look really small, but it actually gives you more cargo space than the Equinox SUV, and the back seat has more legroom than most sedans. They really get a lot of utility out of this little vehicle. Look to see these at the end of 2016 around New Year's. Another exciting entry into the hybrid market is from Hyundai. This is the new Hyundai Ioniq. They're probably going to say Ioniq, but I like saying it in French, Ioniq. This is going to compete with the Toyota Prius. Now, it's not out yet, but it should be hitting the market later this year. We don't have a lot of data on it yet, but they're going to have a hybrid, a fully electric, and a plug-in hybrid. You know, just so you can have a choice. But one thing we do know is that the electric and the plug-in hybrid are going to have some fast charging options so that you can charge them in as little as 24 minutes. I can't even do that with my cell phone. So once again, Hyundai is bringing some exciting things. This has always been a brand to watch. Finally, the last theme to the auto show this year is about color. I think because the manufacturers are not able to compete with each other on the technology because everybody's got it now, they've decided to compete on color. Who can come up with the weirdest new colors? And it's amazing because the metallic paint really gives you a lot of options for depth and sheen. So much more interesting than the flat colors. We've got some exciting blues, some kind of obnoxious greens, and the questionable browns and oranges. So let's go check out some of the new colors for 2017. Some of these new metallic colors are just gorgeous, like this brilliant blue metallic from Mercedes, and they've got this Piedmont green. It's hard to see, but it's almost like a deep teal metallic that almost looks black until you get right up close to it. Now, some of these greens are loud, obnoxious, and downright bizarre, like Jeep's Hyper Green. which is great for finding it in the swamp, or the Civic's Kermit the Frog green, or what they call energy green. But this one really takes the cake. This is a Mercedes. A Mercedes should be black or silver or white, something sophisticated. But no, they came out with this color that looks like a metallic version of the Incredible Hulk. But you gotta give them kudos for the name. They named it Kryptonite Green. This would look fantastic on a muscle car. Not so sure about Mercedes, but hey, 2 thumbs up for the name. And some of these colors are just downright ugly. Chevy calls this orange burst metallic. I call it metallic baby poo. Ugh. This is the Aston Martin DB11 concept. This is quite possibly the most beautiful car that Aston Martin has ever made. But they decided to paint it in a color that they call Arden Green. I'm calling it metallic sludge. And to make matters worse, they have paired it with a perforated basketball brown leather interior. It's just hideous. Aston Martin, if you're listening, we'll keep it real simple. Silver and gray. You don't need to make cars in any other color. Silver and gray are perfect. And finally, the pièce de résistance, the winner of my much anticipated What the F award, goes to the pink Beetle. This is not pink. If it were pink, it would be fabulous and I would love it because you guys know how much I love pink. This is puce. Now, I think they call it something about fuchsia metallic, but it's not fuchsia because fuchsia is more vibrant. Magenta is deeper. This is puce. Puce is not a color that really should exist anywhere. It should not be used in home decor. It should not be used in fashion. And it sure as heck should not be used in the automotive industry on a car. This thing would normally be absolutely adorable, and Volkswagen has plenty of great colors, but this special edition pink Beetle convertible, it's puce, people, it's puce. Oh, but it has a little matching plaid interior, which again, if it were pink, would have been really cute, but puce. People, this wins the WTF award. And my pick of the show goes to the 2017 Mazda CX-9. It actually came out at the end of 2016, and the reason I love this car is they've redesigned it to be much more aggressive looking, and yet, you know, Mazda has been known for zoom and fun to drive cars. Well, fun to drive is not really something you're looking for in a 3-row midsize SUV. So instead, Mazda has focused on luxury and comfort. And let me tell you, they have nailed it with the signature trim level of the CX-9. The signature trim level comes with Nappa leather. This is the upgraded Nappa leather that BMW and Mercedes uses. It's the super soft, really expensive stuff. And the rosewood trim, I mean, look at this. You would think you were sitting inside a Lexus or a Mercedes. It really is that luxurious. And it blows away the top level trims of the Honda Pilot and the Toyota Highlander that it competes with. Yet it's at the same price point. They have a wonderfully comfortable back seat. You have a little less cargo space than the competitors, but it's very intelligently used. And with a flat loading rear bay, you can get luggage and bulky items in so much easier. So if you're looking for a 3-row midsize SUV, and you'd really love to have something like a Lexus or a Mercedes, but you know, that's just not in your price range, the Mazda CX-9 is the way to go. This gets my pick of the show. Good job, Mazda. Well, folks, thanks for joining me at the 2016 Charlotte International Auto Show. I hope you've enjoyed seeing a lot of the new 2017 models. But if you found all these cars a little bit overwhelming, don't worry. Here's what we're gonna do. See, I've spent all 4 days here crawling through all 400 odd makes and models, so you don't have to. All you have to do is go to my website and set up a time to talk to me. We'll find what the perfect car is for you based on your unique lifestyle, budget, and personality. And then I'll handle all the legwork and negotiating for you, so you don't have to do a thing but sign the papers and take the keys. We make car buying easy. Until next time, folks, drive safely and keep the shiny side up.